Fight or Fright 3 Chapter 2 main event featuring the Picture of Perfection Kodak Kid taking on his longtime rival and a man who he started feuding with back at the very first Fight or Fright, Craven Rage. Craven Rage on what I could only consider to be a historical title reign, which spans over 500 days. The only thing I could equate that to is Chow Main's reign over at BWS, which spanned over 700 days. And here with the opening strike, I really feel that the follow-up should have been quicker. He made good contact though, which I like. This was good, a good pummeling in the corner. I think all of this should have been faster considering the history with Kodak Kid being on the shelf and taken out by Craven Rage. You know, that's back during their feud over the Wisconsinite Championship. But regardless of which, I feel like this all should have been a lot more rapid. But I'm okay because the contact is there and the spirit of the audience is there to carry this. There were some good strikes here, although I hate corner pummeling. But I got a question. What is with everybody biting Craven Rage? I've noticed that in a lot of matches. Either way, we go for the crotch ride on the ropes there. Very nicely done. Good selling there. And this double axe handle was nice. I think it could have been a little bit more firm as we get ready to come out here. I like the head control. Look at this. We got head control, send, reverse Irish whip right into the turn post there. Very nicely sold by Kodak Kid. We get a belt whipping in there, which was nice addition. The chair shots were solid. I like them. They sounded off really well, actually. This was beautiful. You know, it's not easy to take the face shots. I mean, Ken Shamrock did like nobody else. I love this spot. Chair on the side, beautiful scoop slam onto it, beautifully sold. Very well done. That was a beautiful addition to this match. We get some good cane shots, good cane choke there in there. And, of course, a crutch was brought in, which I always wonder where people get these crutches. I mean, God, are you guys going to CVS or something, or the medical supply wing of Walmart? My God, my buddies over at MGBYW always had a knack for finding it. That was a beautiful stomp in the trash can. Sounded vicious. Look at this. Kodak Kid going to follow up with some cane shots of his own. Very nicely delivered. We get a crutch choke right there. And I like this retaliatory spot off the clinch. Beautiful low blow by Craven Rage. A good receipt for that kick to the balls earlier by Kodak Kid. And here's where things went array as the tables brought out. Trash can over Kodak Kid. And here's the thing. If something is not going to work, if you get up to a point where you can't execute the spot, and I mean for whatever the reason may be, distance, judgment, a little bit of the yips, whatever it is, don't take the time to move the table or anything like that. This is all taken away. I wouldn't have even included this in the match. I would have clipped it in post, but I would have just knocked Kodak Kid off the table, taken the table, leaned it up against the turn post, and gone for a driving in spot or something, or even a spear, as overused as it is. We get some very nice German suplexes here. I was glad these were included. They were sold pretty well. Here I would have preferred to see some strikes to go ahead and break the waistlock. I mean, after taking 2 release Germans, I just don't see him immediately being able to reverse the grip. I did like this counter, though. It was a very nice pinning sequence. The super kick here had good rhythm and posture, but I wish it was a little bit more on target. We go into Three Amigos, which I believe is becoming a widely overused spot in wrestling, but they're executed okay. There was a little bit loss of balance there by Kodak Kid. We work to the top here, and we get a wonderfully vicious low blow by Craven Rage, and he gives us a double there. It's almost as if Kodak saw it coming because I saw his hand there. We get a Dragon Sleeper on the turnbuckle here, which I think could have been modified into an Eye of the Hurricane or something unique like a sit-out. I'm not sure. Very interesting. Craven Rage goes for the cover and is immediately met with a little bit of his own medicine, harking back to his match with Bizzo Blaze. I also want to mention that the camera work in this episode was done very well. The transitions were well timed and placed. This was an interesting maneuver here. It's almost akin to a Russian leg sweep, but kind of a backdrop. It was very unique. This particular spot was tragically mistimed. I think Craven needed to already be in the air. Landing feet first off flying spots in backyard wrestling is common practice. However, we do love to see the properly executed bumps executed with flush landings. At this point, it looked like they were going to take it home, but Craven hits the finish, but then goes for a cane, which definitely delivered on a awesome maneuver here. Look at this.
Snapping a flag over the
Craven then goes for a fist of rage here, which I like that he follows through and sells the fatigue into the turnbuckle there. I would have liked to have seen Kodak Kid sell the damage to the leg as he goes for a sit-out atomic bomb there. Have not seen that in a while. And we go into a reverse guillotine, which I still have not seen that in quite a while either. As a finish, definitely not. As Craven Rage taps out, ending his historic 527-day reign as champion. This was a good match, and although there were very few deductions and issues with this match, the few that were present were absolutely crucial spots in the storytelling of this match. And I did take up issue with the commentator's reaction to the finish. It was kind of awkward, nonchalant way it was spoken of. You know, oh, he tapped out. No, he tapped out. What? Wow. You know, you're not selling me on the moment. You know, that there should be enthusiasm. There should be shock and awe. You know, we're talking about a long reign, over 500 days, gentlemen. But yeah, that's where some of the issues came with this match, which is why I was at a 5.6. My strongest advice I can give is just be prepared to deliver. Find ways to deliver big, because when you build audience anticipation in any performance art for a single moment, you know, a table break, which is in wrestling is like blasphemous not to give them that explosive break. Find a way to do it. I mean, never underdeliver or just cut it completely out of the match to kill the anticipation, because once that anticipation's there in front of a wrestling audience who's giving you their time for this main event, that table break had better be there. Same goes with that catch off of that leap by Kodak Kid. If you were trying to hit a cutter or something like in midair, the timing has to be there. Those are spots that the anticipation far exceeds whatever mercies the audience is willing to give you. I mean, it's got to be there, guys. It's got to be there. Still, overall, there were a lot of fantastic spots in this match. However, the build-up and everything that you guys put into it demanded that you not underdeliver on any major spots in the match. That's just how good the match was up to those points. Fight or Fright 3 Chapter 2 main event featuring the Picture of Perfection Kodak Kid taking on his longtime rival and a man who he started feuding with back at the very first Fight or Fright, Craven Rage. Craven Rage on what I could only consider to be a historical title reign, which spans over 500 days. The only thing I could equate that to is Chow Main's reign over at BWS, which spanned over 700 days.